Welcome to Doug in Exile. Today we're celebrating the Darwin Awards. That's when people are naturally selected out of the breeding pool, or shall we call them the Dawkins Awards?
Members of the Ecology and Evolutionary Biology Language Project, funded by scientists in the US and Canada, produced a list of 24 harmful terms. These included male, female, man, woman, mother, and father.
This was funded by scientists claiming that male and female are harmful terms. That's not science, but this kind of secular material was founded by Dawkins.
And they should be used to avoid reinforcing societally imposed ideas of a sex binary. To which your response was, the only possible response is contemptuous ridicule.
Yes.
Which I cheered, I have to say, because it was complete madness. How have we come to this?
Dawkins promoted secularism. Secularism removed the wisdom of the Bible of male, female, and that belief system, it is our belief system that undermines even science. His belief ends up throwing out common sense.
English is my native language, is your native language, and I propose to use it in the way that I have always used it, and I'm not going to be censored by... Have you looked at those people? I mean, they look like teenagers.
That's an ad hominem attack, very thin, saying they look like teenagers. This is how they look. Just address the issue itself. It is unscientific. You will not get to use the words you want to use, buddy. You're going to get fired by your people.
You can somehow pretend biology doesn't exist, particularly when it comes to someone's sex. And yet a small group of people have been quite successful, actually, in reshaping vast swathes of the way society talks and is allowed to talk.
It's bullying. And we've seen the way J.K. Rowling has been bullied, Kathleen Stock has been bullied. They've stood up to it. But it's very upsetting the way this tiny minority of people has managed to capture the discourse and to really talk arrant nonsense.
The people have been able to capture the discord and dominate it because the survival of the fittest. They are the cultural fittest and dominance. Survival of the fittest doesn't ask what is true. It just says what is dominant. This is Nietzschean in its base of the Übermensch, the powerful, running the conversation, will to power, power of the people. Forget what's true. That's Dawkins.
What's the answer to it?
Science.
We live in a post-science world.
There are two sexes.
Fired.
You can talk about gender if you wish, and that's a subjective... I'm not.
But when people say there are 100 genders, for example.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that. As a biologist, there are two sexes. And that's all there is to it.
Dawkins himself will lose his job. I mean, if he was younger and he wasn't famous, he'd definitely be gone already, unable to be hired by any university.
You had a Humanist Award stripped in 2021 because of your comments about this kind of thing. You had a tweet in April of that year. In 2015, you tweeted, Rachel Dolezal, a white chapter president in America of the NAACP, was vilified for identifying as black. She was white. Some men choose to identify as women, some women choose to identify as men. You'll be vilified if you deny that they are literally what they identify as.
Oh yeah, you learned the hard way, and I have no sympathy for Dawkins here. This is his worldview that did this, and now the chickens have come home to roost, as Jeremiah Wright said. Here's Rachel Dolezal, who he tweeted against. This is a white lady who thinks she's black or identifies as black, congratulating Katie Hobbs of Arizona for signing the Crown Act, which protects her hair, her curly hair. This is a clown show. It's a complete puppet show. Calizona, it is California has taken over Arizona. I'm sorry, guys.
Discuss, and all hell broke loose, and you had your award stripped because you were effectively doing what J.K. Rowling and others have said. You were just espousing a biological fact.
I wasn't even doing that. I was asking people to discuss.
Don't hide behind discussing. Just state the biological fact. He got a Humanist Award stripped of him. He was one of the most famous secular humanists there was, and now even the humanists are going, we can't touch you. We can't touch you. Because of Darwinism, survival of the fittest, you're no longer culturally fit, and the cultural woke have decided you're gone and you have no philosophical argument to stop them. Get used to this, because you will reap more of this from the Frankenstein monster that you created. They're coming after their maker, Dr. Frankenstein.
Discuss. That's what I've done all my life in universities.
Why have we lost that ability to actually have an open and frank debate?
Because we'll all get canceled. Because you lose your job, you lose your funding, you lose your ability to say anything. And anyone who has to win an argument by canceling someone proves they don't have the facts on their side, and deep down inside they know there's no veracity or truth to it.
There are people for whom the word discuss doesn't mean discuss. It means you've taken a position, which I hadn't.
And now it's your turn to discuss in the comments below. Let's hear from you. Do you agree or disagree that Dawkins is part of the father of cancel culture through his secular humanism? I'm Doug in Exile, looking forward to what you guys think.